How's it going, everybody? Dan Trusty with SI Yachts. We're on our way heading out to Montauk. We're here in Long Island Sound, and as you can see behind me, the conditions are dynamic and they're always changing. So one of the important things for us up here in New England is being safe and prepared. So today I'm going to share a few of the things that I like to recommend to my clients to make sure they're enjoying their time out on the water. All right, so first off, let's get into it. Most important, life jackets. It's actually going to be one of those things that actually can save a life if the worst were to happen. And something I recommend, people typically don't get a nice life jacket. They get some sort of orange one that comes with the boat. It's pretty hard to walk around the boat and do productive things wearing that orange life jacket. So I think anybody who's regularly going to be on your boat should be fitted for a life jacket that fits them correctly. When you're cruising, like a lot of our New Englanders like to do, going location to location, coffee is important. So I like to go for the pop, and I'm a French press guy. A little bit less mess, I don't need to plug it in, just going. And then you got coffee. The Eldridge, it's an important book I like to tell my clients to get. It lets you know the flow rates of the tide depending on where it is in the cycle. And combining this with the windage, you could get a pretty good feel on what the wave's gonna be and whether it's gonna be a safe or comfortable ride for you. Goggles, it's kind of an interesting thing to keep on the boat, but sometimes you need some peace of mind, see what's going on underneath your boat, whether it's your running gear or some other debris you're caught on. It's nice to have it on the boat. Good rain gear, let's not underestimate it. If you have bad rain gear, you're gonna have a bad time. Spend some extra money, get some real good rain gear, you'll be dry, you'll be much more prepared, you'll be much safer out here on the water. Flashlights, make sure you got fresh batteries. You need to get into some bilge or check some zones. If you don't have a flashlight, it could be pretty annoying to not have one. Here's something I really like to recommend to my clients is the cruising guides. With these cruising guides, you could actually see where you are up and down the coast, and every anchorage, every marina, every inlet, and amongst that you have approach angles and different ways to get there. A lot of really neat tips and advice, even when it comes to restaurants in the area, or if you need fuel, what fuel docks you can get into. So I really like having these on the boat as well. Paper charts are important. I like to have paper charts on my boat, and it's kind of nice too because I make notes. So when I go to a certain spot, I leave notes on things I've done. It's a nice thing for me to go back and reference if I go there again. I always like to have redundant GPS. If something goes wrong with the boat GPS, I like to know where I am. So I will have a handheld, and I do always have the Navionics. I can chart my route at home, and then when I get to the boat, I'm really set up and ready to go. If you're going further offshore or somewhere where you don't have cell service, you definitely should have a backup handheld GPS or some sort of alternative way you could find your position. Speaking of your positioning, something I like to have on the boat is an EPIRB. This is a worst case scenario device that you can signal your location and help will be on the way and they'll be able to find you. Handheld radio. You never know if something might be malfunctioning with your antenna or your radio itself. So when you need to get in contact with a bridge or a gas dock, it's nice to have this as backup. Not to mention, if you go away on your dinghy, you can still stay in communication with the mothership. Extra bungees. I always have extra bungees on the boat for whatever gear I'm trying to stow or keeping things nice and secured. I don't like things bouncing around, so I feel much more prepared and much more set up when things are secured, fastened down properly. Have the right tool for the job. If you have tools on your boat, keep them in good working condition, making sure they're ready to use them, and have a few, at least to do a few of the little things you're going to need to do to keep yourself running. A good sharp serrated knife that can cut rope. Not something you typically think to have, but a very important thing to have on the boat just in case you need it. Binoculars. It's another nice thing I like to have on the boat where I think it's worth not sparing the expense and getting a nicer pair. You end up with a lot more eye fatigue, and it is just generally frustrating when you're trying to see something far away and you can't. So I recommend spending the extra money getting a good set of binoculars. It's gonna make your day better. Don't forget your registration. Register your boat and make sure you put your updated stickers on it. This little tool is a laser thermometer. I do like having it on the boat, whether I'm checking my engine temps or I'm checking the water temp. It's a very handy tool to keep on the boat and can really save you a lot of headaches. Up here in New England, we do have a lot of tide. So Sometimes you might be stuck and waiting to get into an inlet you haven't been before because you need the tide to come in. When it comes to times like that, you should be prepared to be out there longer than you need to be. So, for example, bring more water than you think you need. At least enough for an overnight. You never know when you might be out there longer than expected. Sea tow is one of those things I recommend every boater have. It's a small price to pay for peace of mind and making sure you get back to a dock safe and sound every single time. It's a great way to be prepared, and I've never had a client be mad that they had sea tow. If you have any more questions about cruising, boating tips, I'd be happy to help you. Reach out to Dan Trusty at SI Yachts.